Gracias.
Ya estamos listos.
All right. Estamos listos para empezar. Solo falta poner la cámara de Santo Domingo Este para empezar. Ok, ya. Le vamos a dar la bienvenida al alcalde de Allentown, Matt Turk, para empezar la conferencia de prensa.
Hola, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probando. Perfecto, ahí, ok. Bájalo un poquito, bájalo un chin. Hola, 1, 2, 3, ok.
Good morning, everybody. Buenos dias. Un placer verle. It's a pleasure to see everybody here today on the announcement of an exciting thing that we did just a little bit ago. And I'll let Council Vice President Cynthia Mota go into that in a little more detail. But I want to thank a few people for showing up today. Council President Daryl Hendricks, pleasure to see you here today. Councilwoman Candida Affa, there you are. Thank you for joining us today. We've got some exciting news, but I want to give you some background on the exciting news for a second here. So Council Vice President Cynthia Mota is going to make an announcement about something that Council did a little while ago, but I want to give you background on Santo Domingo and Santo Domingo Este and the Dominican Republic. Earlier, I guess not earlier this year, in September of 2022, I made a trip to the Dominican Republic, and on my own dime, for one reason, which was to better understand a community that has contributed significantly to the culture and economy of the city of Allentown. I had initially planned to make that trip just as Matt Turk solo, a quiet visit to a new country where I could learn a little more about a group of people that have significantly influenced our city. But when my dear friend Cynthia Mota learned about it, she turned it into a much bigger trip that had much more significant implications for the city of Allentown. As you know, our city is a 54% Latino city and has grown significantly over the years. We now count among our residents over 18,000 Dominican or people who have origins in the Dominican Republic, and we could not be prouder. As a result of that, I wanted to better understand this place that contributes so significantly to Allentown. So planned the trip, and with Cynthia's help, made it much more significant. We initially were planning to just visit Santo Domingo, talk to the mayor of Santo Domingo, make a trip around, maybe visit a beach, but it expanded significantly. We were joined by a couple of nonprofits from the Allentown area. We were joined by a news crew from 69 News who documented the trip. We were able to link up with La Vega Chamber of Commerce and get an amazing tour of the Dominican's fourth largest city, and get a sense of the economy of a place that is very similar to the economy of the Lehigh Valley. We built friendships and built some opportunities for the future. We also got to know the leadership in the city of Santo Domingo and in the Department of Commerce, or the Ministro de Comercio in the Dominican Republic, and have some big ideas for things that we can do together in the future. But one thing that we came away from immediately was the first day of the trip we spent visiting Santo Domingo Este and getting to know a truly fantastic individual, Alcalde Manuel Jimenez de Santo Domingo Este. Super great guy, incredibly welcoming, and really showed us ways that we as an organization could be more accommodating to visitors. And they opened up the idea with us of establishing a sister city relationship. The city of Allentown has a sister city, one sister city presently. It's Tiberias in Israel. We've begun the process of establishing sister city relationships with Playa del Carmen in Mexico and Vinci, Italy. And now, thanks to the work of City Council, we're going to begin the process of establishing a sister city relationship with Santo Domingo Este in the Dominican Republic. Why do we do this? As you know, we are committed to building a safer, cleaner, and healthier city of Allentown in collaboration with a group of engaged residents and empowered employees. We learn from our partners. We take every opportunity that we can to get outside of the Lehigh Valley bubble and understand how things can be done in other places. So the idea of establishing sister city relationships is to connect with other places that may help us to address the complex challenges that we face in engaging our residents. So we are incredibly excited to learn from our neighbors in the South, in Santo Domingo Este, and get started on a process that I hope will culminate in the official establishment of our nueva ciudad hermana de Santo Domingo Este. So with that, I want to introduce Council Vice President Cynthia Mota, who's going to say a little bit more about the motivation for doing this and what the next steps will be. Cynthia?
Good morning. Buenos días a todos. I am so happy that I'm here. I'm honored. Buenos días, alcalde y su gabinete. This is really amazing. What I would like to call is President Harold Hendricks. Please come, join me. And Ms. Candida. Because we don't work in solo, right? Trabajamos juntos. Okay. Today is a big day for our city. We honor our sister city. This is so huge for the growing Latin community within our city. As a Dominican American from Los Minas, this is an even more dear to my heart. Okay, soy dominicana. I remember being barefooted in the Dominican Republic, dreaming big. I will have never imagined. I will have never imagined this, that my two homes will become sister cities, hermanas. I love being a Dominican American living in our Queen City. I have been honored to represent the city and was honored as this city embraced me last year as the first Dominican woman council president. I stand here hopeful and also inspired by our cities coming together. I look forward to see what this administration and future administrations can accomplish embracing our sister city. This is a proud day for me and for my family, but more importantly, for Allentown. To continue to lead from the front and connect them internationally, and to continue to find and provide solutions. We did this together as a team, and this resolution for a sister city was signed unanimously with City Council. It was 7-0. That says a lot. Why? We have more than 28,000 Dominicans in our city. When we think about bodegas, convenience stores, we think about Dominicans. We think about La República Dominicana. When we think about barbershops, what do we see? Dominicans. When we see supermarkets, from the Dominican Republic. And believe me, everything that affects Dominican in this city also affects Dominicans in La República Dominicana. So that is a dream come true I'm excited. We with this sister city, we could do a lot. We can. This will be sort of like a contribution, a culturally contribution, una contribución cultural. We can share ideas. We can go over there and them over here, and we can learn from each other. We have to embrace each other because, believe it or not, having such a big population of Dominicans, where we call the city of Allentown home, when we have invested economically. I mean, our children are growing and are born here, so. This needed to be done, and what I want you guys to know that this is not the only one. I would love to see Puerto Rico. I would love to see other cities, because the reality is no man is an island. We are interconnected. And this was a blessing, and I want you to know that we were able to meet el presidente de la República Dominicana, the president of the Dominican Republic, and a lot of good things came out of there. What I was wondering, would you like to share, you as the president, would you like to share something of the date of January the 18th?
That this is a great opportunity to welcome a sister city such as this. I'll be celebrating 45 years of service to this city, and 36 of those were as a police officer. And we were often involved in the communities. They are such a big part, and they have grown continuously. And they are a big part and a part of the fabric of the city of Allentown anymore, as are many immigrants. And we welcome them, and we want to acknowledge that fact. And I think this is important for that purpose. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Candida.
Today's very exciting because I already have a sister.
I love you, Ms.
And I love her, and she's so proud of her country, and I'm so proud of the many Dominicans that have contributed to our city. So I'm happy for you, my sister.
Thank you, Ms. Alpha. Thank you so much. We have great people here, and Ramón Jiménez, le quiero decir, I'm going to be speaking in Spanish now. Honorable Manuel Jiménez, para mí es un gran placer de que esto se haya hecho una realidad. El Consejo de la Ciudad unánimemente firmó este acuerdo, y estoy aquí con el presidente, el nuevo presidente ahora, y estoy aquí con nuestra colega AFA, que también es concejal en nuestra ciudad. Alcalde, venga, por favor, venga. Quiero en la agenda, estimado honorable alcalde, dice que usted está con el señor José Ramón Jiménez, el presidente del Consejo de Regidores del Ayuntamiento de Santo Domingo Este, está presente, ¿verdad? Okay. Mario Villa, vocero regidor del Partido Revolucionario Moderno, PRM. Walkiria Medina, vocera regidora de la Fuerza del Pueblo, sus manos. Hola. Isabel Pérez, vocera de los regidores del Partido de la Liberación Dominicana, del PLD. Y tenemos a Roberto Arias, vocero del bloque de regidores de Alianza País. Okay. Rosa Guilamo, vocera del Frente Amplio. Y tenemos José Ramírez, regidor del Partido Revolucionario Moderno, PRM. Tenemos Ramón Peralta, vocero regidor del Partido Revolucionario Moderno, PRM. Está presente Teresa Uribe. Quería decirle algo de Ramón Peralta y de Teresa Uribe. Cuando se trata de hermandad, wow, fue algo increíble. Cómo nos trataron, ¿verdad que sí? Increíblemente, y todo lo que ellos hicieron por nosotros cuando estábamos en la República Dominicana. Le quiero agradecer de todo corazón. se portaron maravilloso y fue una bienvenida increíblemente. Gracias por su arduo trabajo. Quiero también agradecerle al equipo y perdonen si no nombro una persona, me faltó una persona por nombrar. Honorable, tiene la palabra. Honorable alcalde.
No, lo puse así.
Cuando se trata de hermandad, no se escucha, honorable.
Pero que no me da esto. O sea, esa dos. Sí.
Le quiero agradecer de todo corazón. Se portaron maravilloso.
Buenos días. Ahí está.
Ok, buenos días.
Buenos días.
Sí.
Bueno, honorable alcalde, reciba de parte de nuestra ciudad y de nosotros propiamente un gran saludo. Saludos para Cintia Mota y para el nuevo presidente del Honorable Consejo de Regidores de la ciudad de Arlington y a todos los funcionarios que les acompañan allí. Aquí estamos, como ya ha sido anunciado, junto al presidente de nuestro Honorable Consejo de Regidores, don José Ramón Jiménez, y los funcionarios y voceros de los distintos bloques que nos acompañan en este maravilloso día. Santo Domingo Este se gana un espacio muy importante para nuestra comunidad, para nuestra población, en la misma medida que va dando a conocer sus bienes, sus proyectos, en la misma medida que acerca su visión de hermandad con otros pueblos. Arlington ya es una ciudad a la que nos parecemos y las pruebas y las muestras están a ojo vista. Que la licenciada Cintia Mota sea una funcionaria municipal de alto nivel como lo es, significa que nosotros ya nos sentimos representados en esa ciudad. El hermanamiento lo vemos entonces como una necesaria formalidad, un momento que lo esperábamos, un momento que nos hace sentir ahora oficialmente hermanos como debe ser. Estamos muy felices de arribar en el día de hoy a un acuerdo de hermanamiento entre dos ciudades donde hay mucha dominicanidad y donde vamos a exhibir nuestro interés de vivir en un mundo fraterno, en un mundo cercano. Me parece que don Pedro, si desea, puede tomar las palabras y traducir para las orientaciones de algunos que no puedan, ya que he estado hablando en español, don Pedro.
Well, after the words of our mayor, we can say that we have accomplished our desire of being sister cities. The emotion is not only on Cynthia's side, we're also happy to be part of it. This is just a formality because the reality is that we feel that the warmth of your people and the amount of Dominicans that we have living with you is just shows that we are together in many aspects. Like Cynthia was saying, we can learn a lot of things from you. And you had the opportunity to learn from the bodegas and the supermarket. But the reality is that we know that each side is going to be winning from this decision to be a sister cities. So I've been part of this, and I feel happy that I have the opportunity to address myself to you in behalf of Mayor Jimenez And I know that within the plans of our mayor is to enlarge the relation with all the cities that can be of any kind of help to our development. And so we can also provide our knowledges and help you be better than what you actually are. Thank you very much.
Honorable, antes de culminar, veo caras familiares que no están en la lista. Veo a Elizabeth, veo a Nacho, así que si ustedes me pueden decir si quién está presente, me encantaría saberlo.
Bueno, aquí está el director de la juventud, está el director de Relaciones Internacionales, está el director de comunicación, el señor Jonathan Liriano. Es decir, que hay un buen equipo de funcionarios presentes. Voy a presentar, no, Nacho fue presentado.
Oh, Nacho fue presentado.
Nacho está, puede ver a Nacho, Cintia.
Ahora lo veo y a Elizabeth.
Claro.
Peralta, esas son sí, la gente muy amable, con mucho amor nos recibieron. Honorable.
Entonces voy a pasar, Cintia, al honorable presidente del Consejo de Regidores, don José Ramón Jiménez, para que escuchemos sus impresiones.
Okay.
Gracias, alcalde. Buenos días, alcalde Matthews, mi homóloga, colega Cintia Mota. Buenos días a cada uno de lo que le acompañan del gabinete de esa alcaldía de Allentown. La verdad es que el alcalde acaba de decir que este hermanamiento no es más que el protocolo, y comparto totalmente esa expresión, dado que ya los vínculos, el lazo comunicante con la ciudad de Allentown ya existían, porque hablar del alcalde Matthews y su vinculación con los latinos es más que claro el interés con nuestro país. Y tenemos entonces esa representación de la colega Cintia, que no solamente es dominicana, sino que es de este municipio y de los Minas.
Los Minera.
Ese vínculo ya estaba ahí. Este hermanamiento que hoy comienza a darse entre la ciudad de Allentown y Santo Domingo Este, ciertamente no es más que el formalismo que esperaba y que debió darse con anterioridad. Pero qué bueno que ha llegado. Al recibir la noticia de que el Consejo de la ciudad decidió aprobar a unanimidad este hermanamiento, nosotros como Consejo de Regidores haremos lo propio prontamente para emanar una resolución en ese orden y completar ese proceso para que entonces comencemos a cosechar los frutos de intercambios culturales, sociales, económicos, que representa un hermanamiento entre dos ciudades. De manera que para nosotros como Consejo de Regidores y como municipio y país, nos satisface grandemente poder tener este hermanamiento con esa ciudad que alberga dominicanos y que ya hace muchos años tenemos representación en ella. Le damos la bienvenida a ese hermanamiento y en los próximos días estaremos nosotros, repito, haciendo lo propio para culminar con el proceso de hermanamiento que corresponde entre Santo Domingo Este y la ciudad de Allentown. Muchas gracias.
Gracias. Honorable.
Cintia, sí, vamos a cerrar esta parte protocolar de nuestra parte con estas imágenes para recordarle algunos momentos al honorable Matthew que disfrutamos junto a él aquí en Santo Domingo Este. Observar el video.
going to be showing it.
Oh.
No se escucha, se ven las imágenes solo.
De la ciudad decidió aprobar a unanimidad este hermanamiento. Nosotros, como Consejo de Regidores, haremos lo propio
Definitely.
para emanar una
That's when we went to Santo Domingo in
Yeah, so this is the day of our visit to Santo Domingo. We started off meeting in Alcalde Manuel Jimenez's office. We signed the official guest book in the office. We received a proclamation from the regidores, which is like the city council. We met with the president of the city council in his office and talked about some of the commonalities between our two cities. And then we moved into the chambers of their council and heard from each of their members and received
Muchísimas gracias. Bueno,
proclamations.
ahí nos vimos en nuestros primeros encuentros. Aquí estamos en el Busto a Duarte. Fue una mañana maravillosa. Este es el lugar donde el honorable Matthews dio su bailadita.
I danced. We visited the Juan Pablo Duarte Park. We saw the Tres Ojos Park. That's when we started to sweat. We visited a host of different awesome projects that they have in the Ayuntamiento de Santo Domingo Este, and are looking forward to learning from the way that they've been successful in engaging their residents and improving outcomes for their youth to help us do the same here in Allentown.
It was an amazing trip, and also it's very important to know once again that we did put our pennies together to be able to travel, and we have to also keep in mind that my family's from there. I still have my sisters. I still have my roots are there. So that's one of the reasons why I travel so often. There's the connection there. And that's what Dominicans are all about. We don't forget our own. We can be born. My kids. If you ask my kids where you from, they say, "Well, I'm American, but I'm Dominicano también." So it's just the not forgetting where we come from to move forward. You know what I mean, in the future.
Yeah.
So we need to embrace who we are, and this is part of what we did over there.
Con esto vamos a cerrar la conferencia de prensa de parte de Allentown, y nosotros pasamos las gracias a nuestros amigos, a nuestra nueva familia en Santo Domingo Este y a nuestra ciudad hermana de Santo Domingo Este.
Qué honor, un gran honor.
Muchísimas gracias. Muy felices de este acontecimiento, todos nuestros funcionarios presentes. Que Dios nos bendiga y pronto estaremos reunidos.
Excellent.
Gracias.
So that'll close us out. We do want to announce one final thing on the Allentown side. So we are excited about the opportunity to continue this relationship with Santo Domingo Este. We'll continue to formalize the sister city relationship through Sister Cities International. But before we go, we did want to announce that at 2 p.m. on February 26th, we will be celebrating Dominican Heritage Day here in Allentown with a flag raising in front of City Hall. That is Sunday. But at 2 p.m., we'll continue to celebrate the cultural contributions that Dominicans have made to the city of Allentown and the economic contributions that Dominicans have made to our city, with a celebration with Council Vice President Mota and myself, and a host of other activities. So we look forward to seeing everybody there then, and we can go ahead and take any questions you might have.
What does this mean? What does the
Gracias.
Gracias.
Gracias, Cintia. Gracias, alcalde Matthews, y a todo su equipo que le acompaña, y al nuevo presidente del Consejo de la ciudad de Allentown. Y ya estaremos intercambiando en ese mismo orden. Pero Cintia, usted seguirá siendo de todas formas nuestra homóloga, nuestra colega, y desde luego esa sangre dominicana que compartimos. Un abrazo.
Bendiciones. Gracias.
So what does this mean for the city of Allentown?
What does the partnership do exactly for the two cities?
So this opens an official partnership, an official dialogue between the two cities. So we have informal relationships with cities across the country, but we'll, as a result of this, have a regular and ongoing collaboration. We'll seek opportunities to learn from each other as cities. We'll seek trade opportunities to make sure that our city of Allentown is a great landing spot for Dominican entrepreneurs. We'll look to learn from things that are working in Santo Domingo that can help us provide a better city of Allentown. And we'll do the same for Santo Domingo Este. We'll continue to communicate with them, share what we know about serving our residents here in Allentown, and work to help them with their objective of serving their residents of Santo Domingo Este. Yes, sir.
Will this sister connection introduce Dominican Republic to children that may not have a Dominican background?
Yeah, conceivably. So we embrace a multitude of cultures here in Allentown. The Dominican culture is one of the up and coming. It's contributing to a lot of growth in our city, and finding ways to help our people understand Dominican economy and culture is important. So music, food, but also entrepreneurial activity. We're looking for opportunities to continue to do so. And it's great to have una minera con nosotros, but to have that formal relationship with the city of Santo Domingo Este just adds that our ability to do that. All right. Thank you so much.
Actually,
oh, yeah.
Yes.
So, I'd like to know, why wasn't that impromptu? There was a lot of people at the impromptu. You guys said you were going to do something, you were looking to travel. There was a lot of organizations and a lot of individuals invited. There are several organizations that actually have organizations and sectors in the Dominican Republic. Why wasn't it shared with the city of Allentown, with the constituents that may have want to participate and make it even better or make it even larger, so that it could have been that much impactful? I'll be honest, it felt like it was a secret trip, and now it's being announced. So it sounds great, because let me tell you, I'm a big fan of my country. But why wasn't it shared? Why wasn't it in the larger institution that everyone could maybe even support you and offer you resources and even contribute to the trip?
No, I appreciate that. So when I planned the trip, I purchased a plane ticket, I want to say in early August, and purchased a plane ticket again, as I said, with the intent of going to the Dominican Republic, finding my own place to stay, no real agenda. Just I had a relationship with Carolina Mejia, who's the alcaldesa, the mayor of Santo Domingo. She's a colleague as part of the Bloomberg Harvard cohort that I'm in. So I was just going to check in with her and do my own sort of exploration of Santo Domingo. When Council President Mota learned, she started to work through her channels to add to the experience. So from my perspective, I was working as I'm a 24/7 mayor, but there was no formal, from the perspective of me, Matt Turk, mayor of Allentown, this wasn't a formal trip on my part. It gained some formality as we got into the Dominican Republic and started to meet with additional folks. And this is certainly not the only trip that we'll make. So I've got a strong commitment to return to La Vega. I don't think it's going to be this year, but in February and a year in the future, to see Carnaval there. And I think we can, in addition to opening up those new opportunities for other organizations in the city of Allentown to participate and collaborate with us on those visits, we'll also be making trips to places like Puerto Rico as well. So we talked about the establishment of a Puerto Rican sister city. I think there's huge opportunities there for other folks to be involved.
And Meg is here, so as you being Puerto Rican, this is going to be a great opportunity. But Jessica, publicly, what I would like to invite you, you can come along. I'm from the Dominican Republic, and I tend to go there often because my family's there. It was not a secret. It was open for everyone. People were calling me, I want to go. And it was open. I also would like to share this piece of information that we have forgotten. The alcalde, Manuel Jimenez, he came to the city of Allentown like 3 years ago. And he promised, that, he invited all of us there. I mean, the beautiful thing about the media is that you can do a replay and you can see it. So he asked, people from Allentown, to come to the Dominican Republic. So he was here before. We gave him a tour of the city. He fell in love with the city. He saw that we have so many similarities, and he invited everybody, through the media, believe it or not. So come with me. I really would love you to come with me. I see Pat Simpson here. Pat, come. I see Carrie Holmes. Hey, by the way, she's coming with me in March. I mean, Ian Holmes, Perla was also there, Hassan was there. So many people were there. So please come along. This is all about sisterhood and all about learning from each other, uniting, because I think that's the beautiful thing. When we come together and we unite, is powerful.
So I have time for one more question. I've got an appointment at noon. Yes, Carrie.
I do think it's so great, and I want to thank you both for being forthcoming and honest. I think it's so great to answer critics, no matter how unfounded their critiques may be. This is something that's building, and that I know I saw, was offered and open to those who want to collaborate and make it stronger. I just wanted to ask if you could please just take 30 seconds to address another critique, which I think you have done very well in addressing the issue regarding the funds and the finances, because the other critique that has been lifted up is that they're spending taxpayer money. How come they're going on trips? I think you've done a good job answering it, but I just wanted to ask you to take another 30 seconds to nail that coffin shut.
There's not much to say. I bought a plane ticket on JetBlue. I think it was about $344. I left at 9:00 at night on a Thursday and got in at like 5:00 in the morning on Friday, and then went right to work. And then we left at 3 a.m. on a Monday. So it was
a weekend. It wasn't a week. It was a weekend that he spent over there.
So it was a vacation time for me. And then we paid for, I stayed in a hotel in Santo Domingo in the Old City on that Thursday night. And then we stayed at Santo Cerro, which is a small resort. I think my room was $120 a night in Santo Cerro, outside of La Vega, and then it was back to one more night in Santo Domingo. Meals, we split we didn't play credit card roulette or anything, but we took care, one person would pick up the meal at one rest stop, and then another person would pick up the meal at the next rest stop. But everybody paid their way out of their own pocket. The city of Allentown didn't spend a dime on this trip.
Thank you for being so transparent
Sure.
and forthcoming, especially with the finances. Again, we applaud you and we applaud the transparency.
And to your first point, we are eager to, I've said many, many times that we're working to empower our city employees to address the complex challenges that we face together with our residents. So there are multiple opportunities for residents to continue to be involved in the challenges that we face. We want to not just engage our residents, but engage our friends and neighbors in places like Santo Domingo and places like Aguadilla, Puerto Rico, and places like Tiberias, Israel, to help us make life a little bit better in Allentown. So when the next trip comes, I don't know exactly when that is. We'll be looking to our friends like Victor and Ms. Ortiz's organization to help just gave us some guide points on where to go. So thank you very much. I appreciate everybody's time, and I'll see you all on February 26th. Thanks.
Ajá. No, tranquilo, ya le autorizan la de arte, están esperando que se la aprueben para salir. Pasa por la casa el fin de semana. Está bien. ¿Y tú nada más fuiste a eso, Paigüey? ¿Qué? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Y por qué? ¿Y qué significa eso, por ejemplo? ¿Cuánto tiempo faltaría?
2600.
Sí, yo sé, pero que uno no sabe entonces el tiempo, a qué se refiere.
¿Ya se acabó?